is Mike Chapman. I'm the sheriff here of Loudoun County. As you've seen, and it's not only locally here, but there's been a nationwide epidemic with regards to the rise in heroin abuse. Very, very unfortunate. And what we did about a little bit more than a year ago, Congresswoman Comstock and myself got together and devised a heroin operations team. And what we wanted to do with the heroin operations team was to invite a lot of county and local elements and actually federal elements and into the mix to see what we could do collectively to try to fight this problem. Because not only do we want to educate the public about the dangers of heroin, it's kind of nice that they get an idea of how to, of the entire drug problem and an understanding, the consequences of it. And that's in fact what the museum is called, Cost and Consequences. And we were fortunate to get it here. The DEA Traveling Museum actually goes from like major city to major city. And we were lucky to get it in hiatus here in between. It's going to Fort Lauderdale next, and I think it was in Los Angeles before, Baltimore rather, before at the Museum of Science and Industry. So we're very fortunate to have it here because we want to educate the public. We feel the best solution is for the public to understand exactly what the problem is and not just speculate or just know a portion of it, but to understand just across the board what the issues are. Because we have the entire system here, I also have to be concerned about after somebody does their time, in jail, when they're about ready to come out. What are we doing to try to guide them in a way that they don't end up back at the jail? So we look at it from that angle. So you're talking about community corrections, you're talking about mental health, the Community Services Board, and all the elements that are part of that. So what we did was, and then working with legislators, making sure that whatever legislation, both at the state level, the Commonwealth of Virginia, as well as the federal level, that we're targeting our legislation and encouraging our legislators to do things that will help alleviate this problem. For example, most of the people that get addicted to heroin started with prescription drugs, whether it's OxyContin, hydrocodone, or oxycodone. And because of that, a lot of times it's the parents' medicine that's in the medicine cabinets, or a kid will get injured and they'll, like maybe playing football and they got to get surgery, knee surgery or something, and they get the painkillers. And then they run out of the prescription, and then they get used to that opiate sort of a high that you get from that. And since they can't get the drugs either through doctors or their parents are no longer getting them, whatever the case is, then they end up going out and getting a street level heroin. And the problem with the street level heroin is that it's just so unstable. One of the things that we've done recently when it comes to the heroin problem is we've issued our deputies in the western end of the county Narcan. And Narcan, as you know, is a way to combat a heroin overdose. We feel as though if fire and rescue, if we beat them to the scene of a heroin overdose, what you're talking about, this could come down to minutes or even seconds in saving a life. So if we get there first, we can now administer the Narcan and try to bring these people around if they have an overdose to the point of no return. So we've actually had success with that, and we had 2 deputies that were just recently recognized by the Board of Supervisors for that. We've taken a very proactive approach when it comes to education. We believe that, you have to tackle this from every possible element. You just can't arrest your way out of it. We've got to educate, prevent, and we've got to treat, and we've got to do everything along those lines that we can to stop this problem.